What up everyone, it's your boy Xmanny87 here bringing you another top 10 video, and what I have for you today is my top 10 favorite action figures of 2021. What a crazy year of hot releases last year. This was extremely difficult to come up with. I think you'll find my choices to have a good mix of domestic and imports. So many changed on me from a day-to-day basis, and that can still happen with a list like this. But at the end of the day, I'm very content with this list, and it's 100% for me from 10 all the way to 1. Before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like, rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, with that said, you guys already know how I do this, so let's get into my first honorable mention. My first honorable mention goes to the Hasbro Victory Royale series Ripley. Hasbro did something special with this line. Ripley here has double jointed pinless elbows that are translucent. I don't think that's ever been done before, so I got to give them kudos for the innovation. The translucent neck peg looks like the fish head inside is floating around. Articulation is superb. Him and Lynx are the best in the line. But now onto my list, so let's get ready to count down! Kicking things off at the number 10 spot, we have Goliath from the NECA Gargoyles line. Another dream line of mine came into fruition this year. Never did I ever envision a Gargoyles action figure line from the way they looked in the comics back in the day. Sure, an animated style would look cool as NECA kills it in that department going off their TMNT line, but this is more my style. The sculpt and paint is top notch as NECA always delivers on that end. Good amount of accessories for display and play. The bendable tail to complement its already amazing articulation. Then the wingspan is absolutely ridiculous. It was definitely the biggest wow factor when I put him all together, and will definitely take up the most real estate on a regular shelf display. Luckily, he'll come with closed down wings packed in with broncs, but I felt like that should have been included with this. Regardless, I'm all in, and this figure along with this line has changed my life. Coming in at number 9, we have the MAFEX PSYLOCKE. This is my dream PSYLOCKE figure right here. Probably my favorite X-Woman next to my beloved Jean Grey and Rogue. I feel that this fulfills my Jim Lee era PSYLOCKE needs where the Marvel Legends didn't. You know, I never compared domestic to imports as it's not a fair comparison. But when it comes to wanting a definitive version of a character that I love, and as much as I like my Marvel Legends PSYLOCKE, it looks nothing like her, whereas this one does. Both head sculpts. The neutral one I like more though. I just have the angrier head on here because, you know, it goes more with the pose. The articulation is the main reason why I spent the $100 on this, because I get more out of this, pushing the range and motion to the max where I couldn't go with the Legends. I need dynamic posing with PSYLOCKE, and I get it with this. She's a ninja after all. I mean, this pose I have on display goes to show you. The only POA the Legends has over this one is a thigh swivel. The accessories are one of my favorites, but at the same time, it's a problem too. Not with what she includes, but what she doesn't. With all the amazing effects we get here, we don't get her iconic side butterfly effect for her face, nor a side katana, which is crucial. Something else the Legends one has over this one. But everything else is perfect. My favorite female figure this year above all. Coming in at number 8, we have the MAFEX GAMBIT. Just like what I said with PSYLOCKE, this is the definitive action figure version of GAMBIT. No other company can touch this right here. Not Mezco, not Toyz, not Hasbro, and certainly not Marvel Selects. Look at this right here. You are looking at greatness. We get a fabric posable trench coat that lets you capture all of the Raging Cajun's poses with style and grace. The accessories, you get so many effects for his playing cards that look beautifully animated as if you saw it jump out of the comics or the X-Men animated series. Kinetic energy effects to plug into his bow staff is brilliant to pose him jamming his staff onto the ground. The paint and sculpt is absolutely gorgeous all over. I can't believe my boy Animated Heroes, aka Ace, didn't cop this. He got me messed up. I gotta have a serious talk with him. Ace, if you are watching this, you know that you and D Amazing are my go-to guys for import reviews. So let's talk about it. You know I got nothing but love for you, homie. For those who are X-Men fans, this is a must-buy whether you collect imports or not. Coming in at number 7, we have the Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero. This Kuai Liang version of Sub-Zero is a treasure chest full of gold. As soon as you open it up, it's nothing but crazy accessories laid out all over the plastic tray. And at first glance, I knew I was in store for something special. I had to make sure I wasn't bleeding as it was a bloodbath on the plastic tray. Look at all this you see here. The Fatality accessories is already their best offerings from this MK line. Throughout their lines, period. They set a gold standard. I will continue to say that Storm Collectibles are the king of accessories and video game licensed properties. No one can touch them. Closest, I'd say, is Mezco on the accessory category. This figure has amazing articulation to capture all his iconic movesets, such as this frozen torso rip decorated in blood. I do warn you that you have to be a pro at posing to get this perfectly balanced while his hands are gripped onto it. It can fall if you are not strategic with it. You can also put an entire figure inside. I used this in one of my Iceman photos. The fun factor is through the roof. The paint and sculpt is a thing of beauty and I cannot put this figure down. It's truly a piece of art that I can admire for days on end. Coming in at the number 6 spot, we have ZARTAN, a dream figure right here for me, my most anticipated G.I. Joe figure of 2021. ZARTAN has always been one of my all-time favorite G.I. Joe characters. I know this is my brother's favorite G.I. Joe character of all time, so I know he'll appreciate this one being on my list. Once I saw this Master of Disguise version of him, I just had to have it. Love the homage they paid to the original figure with the color temperature change. Stick this guy in the freezer and watch his skin tone turn blue. It's pure genius, and I know that all the true G.I. Joe fans will appreciate this feature. It's the main highlight, but it doesn't stop there as he's loaded with tons of accessories including different masks and heads, bow and arrows, knife, gun, and a sniper. You can store a lot of his accessories on him. You can also put some of the accessories that came with the regular version on this one and vice versa. I love the paint job more on this one. All in all, a phenomenal figure and definitely my favorite G.I. Joe Classified Series figure of the year. Now for my mid-credits honorable mention, we have the Mezco Toyz Wonder Woman. I'm absolutely in love with this Mezco Toyz modernized comic version of Wonder Woman. I always like how they put their own spin on the designs. This is my favorite Wonder Woman figure I ever owned. I like it more than the classic one they did back about a year ago or so. Getting real close to my dream Wonder Woman figure, which would be a classic comic version by MAFEX. But for now, this'll do. The accessories are the most exciting part about this figure, especially the magnetic bullets to her bracelets. Oh man, great for photography and great for any fan of Wonder Woman. And my last honorable mention goes to the Hot Toys Spider-Man Gamerverse Miles Morales. You guys know how attached I am to the Spider-Man PlayStation universe. This figure is 100% accurate to the source material. It looks like it jumped straight out of the game and onto my hands. The accessories were loads of fun, especially being able to dress him up in his holiday gear that you see on display here. And I just love that he comes with Spider-Cat and the backpack that holds him. It's a hilarious touch and lets you relive those Spider-Cat side quest missions. Love the materials they use to capture all the texturing and costume details. It can hinder the articulation, which is the only downside, but still, it's a figure I went back and forth with a lot during the year. At the number 5 spot, we have the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Spider-Man Miles Morales. You guys already know how I feel about this one. I couldn't stop singing its praises and won't stop. This has the whole kit and caboodle that I want in a Spider-Man Legends figure. Tons of accessories. The paint and sculpt combo is one of Hasbro's best work here, being at least 98% video game accurate. Even though the unmasked head doesn't look like the voice model actor Najee Jeter, it's growing on me a little bit. I think he was the best articulated Marvel Legends figure of 2021. This figure is beloved throughout the community and I'm seeing it on many top 10 lists. I think this and the retro superposable Spider-Man are the best Spider-Man figures ever in Legends. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we have the MAFEX Batman Hush Superman. When it comes to traditional sized 6-inch scale figures, nothing smaller or taller then this is my favorite 6-inch figure that bests all the ones I've acquired within the year. We never had a definitive 6-inch Superman in his classic costume. Sure, there may have been some good ones, but none of them captures the essence of Superman like this one does. This figure has it all for me. The perfect combination of sculpt, paint, and articulation. Everything is crisp and clean on him and shines even more through photography. Loved getting him into so many flight poses with such finesse. Nice accessory options, and even coming with a bonus hand for the Hush Batman with the Kryptonite ring. So it gives you not only replay value for this figure, but for another figure as well. This to me is the greatest Superman figure of all time. No one can convince me otherwise. The Man of Steel, well, in this case, Man of Plastic, is my definitive 6-inch Superman figure. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Motaro. When it comes to uniqueness, you will not find another figure like this Motaro here. Back in my review, I said this figure, as well as the MAFEX Superman, were going to end up in my top 10 of 2021. I wasn't lying, as here they are in my list. This figure is absolutely stunning. The Centaur body came out incredible, as it's the character's main visual highlight, and it articulates so well. The bendable wire tail adds so much fun factor, as you can coil up other figures. One of his accessories is basically a figure with a fully articulated skeleton, which makes it feel like a 2-pack, but the price was set at regular price for what a Storm Collectibles oversized figure would normally go for. Tons of accessories. I have both the clean version and bloody variant. Only difference besides the blood is the skeleton is green for the bloody version. Gives me more variety for the skeleton army that I'm building. Love how the weight of this figure is balanced, making it easy to pose him lifting other figures. Paint and sculpt is always on point with Storm Collectibles. These guys just know how to make great monstrous looking figures. This is truly one of a kind. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the Haslab Transformers War for Cybertron Unicron. I felt my soul turn into Galvatron being in this figure's presence. Oh my god! As you can see, this figure is so damn big. I couldn't fit him on my turntable, so here is a picture of him on my Transformers shelf in progress. As you can see, the sheer size of him next to other Titan and Deluxe class Transformers is breathtaking. The engineering to this is insane all around, from its transformation to robot mode, then converting it to planet mode. Both of these modes displays such raw power on and off the shelves. As you can see here off the shelf and next to my dog. My fur baby does not approve of this figure. I had this big guy on the floor in my room for a while before putting him up on display, as I just couldn't help but to keep coming back to it. Love the playability features. He has his cool mechanism for the mouth that opens and closes in planet mode. He opens his mouth too in robot mode as part of his articulation. The accessories are really cool too, as he comes with some micro-transformers that he can eat, as well as some battle damage parts. The rest of the articulation can be exhausting because of how heavy he is and the hard ratchets, but I took my time with it and enjoyed it. I wish I was able to put more Transformers on this list, like Grimlock, Hot Rod, the Ark, Optimus Primal, and others. Hasbro killed it this year with Transformers. I had to back this. I never owned a Unicron figure before. This is my first one ever, so it's very special to me and will always stay special. A once-in-a-lifetime figure for me. Coming in at the number 1 spot, we have the Haslab Marvel Legends House of X Sentinel. I think you already knew that this was going to be my number 1 favorite figure of the year. I thought it was going to be Unicron. It should have been, knowing that I've owned Sentinel figures before and never a Unicron. But when it comes down to it, while both are heavy, posing this figure was so much easier and more enjoyable than Unicron. If I skipped a day in the gym, I'd get big just by carrying these two behemoths around the house. The tears is what made it fun for me. As I mentioned before, it kept me going back and forth with each one, and for the price, I got more out of the $350 in the Sentinel than I did with the $650 or $700 Unicron. They both bring something unique to the table, but this Sentinel was the utmost fun I had out of all the figures I purchased in 2021. If you saw my top 10, then you already know what I said about this figure, so I'm not gonna prolong this segment. It's a visual masterpiece on my Marvel Legends shelf, and now the pride in my Marvel Legends collection. And now to wrap things up, the golden age of action figures is still strong with the force. It just keeps getting stronger and more expensive year in and year out. I'm definitely going to cut back on a lot this year and only focus on Marvel Legends, as that's my primary collection and bread and butter of my channel. Then G.I. Joe has now become my secondary line, so I'll just get some imports here and there to not go crazy like I did in 2021. But man, what a joyride it was collecting, and hope that you all enjoyed the content I provided throughout 2021 to entertain you all. I'm out and going to enjoy my vacation time for the rest of the month. If I haven't said it already, Happy New Year's, and I love you 3000. Now I kick it back to you. Which figures you have that made it on my list? Please share your complete top 10 list. I'll try to reply when I can or give a heart. So comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. That was my top 10 action figures of 2021. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, link is in the description below. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace.